Good afternoon. It's Thursday evening. For those of you over here in YouTube land, you know this is Demetrius Thomas. I usually go live on my Facebook page or via Instagram, but for those of you that don't know, I'm taking a 40-day sabbatical, probably longer than that, only because I'm really enjoying the freedom in my mind space from being off of Facebook and Instagram. I've done some fasts before and some sabbaticals before from Facebook, but I don't think I've ever went this long from being off of that, that segment of what I do, how I do, when I do, to promote what I do and how I do what I promote. But I will tell you that it's I'm finding such a space and a freedom in my mind. Not so much of what I post, because I really do miss posting. I really miss posting my content, going live, sharing my memes, sharing my encouraging live feeds, or talking about or bringing awareness to what's going on around the world. But I tell you what, it feels really good to take this time to care for myself on another level, to heal myself on another level, to fix some things on another level, and to get some clarity. I mean, wow. I'm just so glad that I was able to really just follow my intuition and follow my heart, and some of the things that I've done in the last 3 months, my journey to joy. I can feel the difference. I feel the freedom. I feel another level of becoming whole. I feel the liberation. I feel the boldness and the courageousness to just stand up and do what I know that I'm called to do, and to do it how I know I'm called to do it. And even like now, just to be okay with videotaping for right now. I have no loves, no likes. I have no comments. I have absolutely no distractions. But I know that I will upload this video, and I know that I'll have a view. And I feel like I'm starting kind of all over again, because I remember when I started on Facebook many years ago, when Facebook Live first came out, and a lot of my mentors and friends would just say, keep going. All you need is one. And I remember my very close friend, Natasha, who is an amazing Facebook Live influencer. And she was someone that she and I had connected, and she just kept saying, just remember, all you need is the power of one. So I just love that. And that's where I'm back at. And I'm really trying not to force a thing. I'm just letting it flow and just coming to you all from a heart space to just heal, to help heal. And a lot of my topics and subjects may not be just directly connected to healing, but it'll have some form of healing in the connection in it. I think the last time I talked about was Prime Time, and I love the fact that he shared from such an authentic space, and he's so open. I love him anyways, because he's so open and raw and real and boldly, courageously authentic about his faith, and then about why he does what he do. Now, and I want to say this. I need to tell y'all this. I'm in my daughter's car, so it's loud. It really is. It's got muzzle pipes on it, so you'll have to excuse this background noise, because I'm usually in my truck or sitting at my home. But I just needed to get out today and just get some fresh air. And you all know that my whole page was this whole channel. Everything I do now is with the hopes to inspire and encourage someone else. So just like me taking a moment to say, you know what, I'm really going to get out my home. I did some things yesterday that was very productive in preparation of family and friends coming for the holidays. Today was a moment where I kind of sat still, and I took a few breathers, and I just was thinking about really how far I've come. And that's what I do this is what I do. And I've done this for many years at the end of the year, but just the last 2 or 3 years have been hard to get my headspace to a space of peace and comfort, to do it without so much pain, to do it without so much, the hard memories of my son, and him not, and the reality of him not being here, and, and his death, and, just knowing that we have his precious baby who's starting to look and act more and more like him. And the more he does that, I'm like, God, how much more, It's like my fight is harder and harder, but it gets better and better. So that's why I want to be consistent with this page. I want my content to be consistent. I want my heart space to be consistent. I want you all to get a great understanding that healing looks different for everyone. It really does. All types of healing look different for everyone. I'm learning that it's different levels to it. This season is a hard season always for me, but it's a different level every year, and I'm okay with that. I'm learning to embrace that. I'm learning to be okay with that. I'm learning to be okay with the yeses and the nos and the maybes, and I change my mind, I'm just okay with that. I want to start off the new year doing something very different. I have started to do a lot of homework and research on some things that I'll do each month. I've already month by month, I'm starting what content that I'll put out and what content that I'll talk about consistently. And then I'll go right over into whatever's going over in the world. And I want to hop onto that. I wanted to hit it yesterday, but I'll start right now. And we just have so many things that go on. And for my life, I feel like, dang, I say that I'm new. I say that I'm different from the death of my child. But there's so many memories of things that have happened in the connection to it. And not only memories, but triggers. And I started doing a segment on the triggers to the trauma. Triggers to the trauma. And all of those are T's, triggers to the traumas. So many times I'm learning that what I'm doing and being intentional about my healing, it is powerful, but it's hard. It's not easy. And once you're traumatized by anything, I don't care what it is. That's what I'm loving about my channel. It doesn't matter what the trauma is, but when it's not healed right, when the triggers and the memories come back around, that's where it can ooze out in any type of way, form, or fashion. It oozes out. When I say it oozes out, I mean literally it comes through so many ways, and ways that you don't even expect. And that's what took me on a serious level of healing within myself, because I had so many hurts. And I'm going to talk about tonight, and it's not going to be a 10-minute talk about it segment, but I'm going to talk about Miss Jackson. I'm going to talk about Miss Jackson, Miss D Jackson, but how Mr. Derek Jackson is getting a divorce. Now, if you're watching the world, if you know anything about what's going on in the world, and it's even the Christian spectrum, it's a very well-known relationship expert, a very, very well-known YouTube influencer who has hit numbers, who have, record numbers of what he influences and talks about when it comes to relationships. And he's officially filing for a divorce from his wife, and she wanted one a couple years ago, but he begged her to stay, and she stayed. But Derek's situation is so common to so many people, and his wife's experiences are so common to a lot of women. And we have got to be okay with talking about it and discussing what we see. But what my heart goes out more or less is definitely to both of them, because again, I strongly support relationships. I strongly support marriage if that's what you choose to do, especially when children are involved. I know that we have a Western world take on what our families and marriage is supposed to look like and be like. And it's sad, when our culture is just struggling so hard to make it happen, to make it work, to stick at it. But my heart really goes out after, just watching this. And I've watched them for some years now, really, really, really for some years. But my heart really goes out to her because of the pain that you can see that she's in, the numbness that she's been in, her expressions, her fight for her marriage. And then when she went over into the spiritual spectrum to keep her marriage, she went over she was already in the spiritual spectrum, but to really just step her faith up to what we know. A lot of people won't understand it and get it. That's why I'm watching all these Facebook and these YouTube, not Facebook, but YouTube bloggers and influencers discuss their situation when you don't understand her standpoint if you haven't walked in that and been there. I can tell you that and I did hear someone just talk about it, she was trained to pray and stay. That's a whole nother level of I forgive you. She was raised and trained, and really, I want to say, not necessarily brainwashed, but I know that being raised Pentecostal, I know what that looks like. I know what that seems like. I know what that feels like. I know where she's coming from. I know where, I mean, you can see it all over her. You can see the pain. You can see the hurt. You can see it all in her. You can see her fight for her marriage. You can see her quoting scriptures. You can see her casting out the demons, all the women that are dealing with her and her husband, speaking against her marriage. And guess what? It still didn't work. It still didn't work. It still did not work. And that's what I want to really, really elaborate on tonight. If not tonight, definitely in the morning, because it's Friday. It's the Female Fabulous Friday, so Fabulous Female Friday. So I may wait till tomorrow, but because I forgot a lot of my notes and some things that I wanted to share in regards to them. But this is what my page is going to be all about: healing, 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 and real healing. Not fake healing, real healing, like real deep healing. And you could see the hurt in her face. You can see the hurt in her eyes, and you can see the comfortness in Mr. Jackson's face. You can see some of the things that he was okay with. I'm saying that from experience, and not afraid to talk about their experiences, and not afraid to talk about what I see, not afraid to talk about what I walked in. And now I can see why I've been on this journey to take my healing to an entirely different level, simply because of such a time as this. So this is Demetrius Thomas coming to you via video. I am at my first destination. I hope you're having an amazing week. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I got some things that I'm going to do for myself today. Just caring for myself on another level. Hope that you just continue to make it do what it do. Love, peace, and happiness. Your bigologist, Demetrius Thomas.